Well, hello friends. We're going to talk a little bit about my 2023 system that I will be using instead of the Wonderland 222 or the Common Planner. What is this system that I'm talking about? Somebody wrote to me and asked me, what planner is that you have in here? And my response was, a video is coming soon. Because it's actually more than one planner. And it is a kind of a system that I've meal pieced together. So it's a modular system, and I'm going to call it like my modular travel planner. The reason I am sticking with this system for 2023 is because I will be traveling and on the road a lot. And so I need something that's very portable. My purse, if you haven't seen it, is small. It might not be this one next time. This one's kind of beat up, but I always have a purse typically smaller than this. Like, this is big for me. And so I needed something that I could just slide right in the purse, like simply, and still have a lot of room left over, and not have to like struggle to get it in and out. And so number one, portability, which is the reason for my choice of this system for this year and this phase in my life. And I've learned throughout the years of going through planners that I'm not sure that there is a planner piece of all time. But if I were to say that there were, it would probably be the system that I created with my Wonderland 222 over this past year, which is very similar to this, just in a larger form. Similar, I say similar because this system doesn't have grids, and so it's not exactly the same. I don't have my 2023 version, and that video will be coming soon. I have heard some rumors about changes forthcoming in 2024 that I'll share in that video as well. So if I weren't using this planner this year and I weren't traveling a lot, I would likely be in the Wonderland 222 planner. It would be probably a face-to-face race with the Wonderland 222 and the Sterling Inks Common Planner. They're both fabulous planners in my opinion, and I would probably use both of them at the same time and figure out which one was really working for me. What I can say is that Wonderland 222 really has worked very well for me, from journaling to planning. And so my favorite planner of all time, Wonderland 222. And the reason that I am not using that this year is because I will be traveling and I really need something portable. So this is the simplicity, the simpleness, the thickness of this planner. It does have a pen loop. This planner is a Nolty planner, if you haven't noticed the inscription right here yet. And so what makes it a system then, if it's a Nolty planner? Well, because I've added to it and I've created kind of my own sort of system. So when you first open the planner, you're going to see my yearly book along with a pretty page. So what is the yearly book? A yearly book is a book that I can take out and move from year to year. So I actually had the same book in my 2022 version of the same exact setup. And so anything that is information that I don't want to have to rewrite every single year, my collections list, my key to my bullet journaling, my signifiers. So that's what goes, the type of stuff that goes in my yearly book. And so when the year changes, I can just take that yearly book, move it straight into my next planner, and I'm good to go. If you're wanting to know where that came from, it's a Hobonichi notebook is all it is, and I just took it and cut it down. I just put it on my paper cutter and just chopped off the top part and slid it right in there. And so these come in a pack of 3, I think for $10, or at least that's what it used to be. So that's part 1 of the system. Part 2 of the system is the actual annual planner itself. Now this planner gives you some space up front. I'll show you just, you know, how it looks. It gives you some space up front when you first open it that you could do some vision boarding, or I always like to put my ward for the year on one of these first 2 pages, or whatever it is that you want to put there. So then here's the front page. This is a Nolty 1413, and that's my word of the year for 2023, Union. And then it's got the yearly overview pages. It's got the year overview page, where you could keep track of projects or travel or whatever it is that you want to keep track of. And then it goes straight into the monthly pages. Let's see. So the monthly pages gives you the previous month and the future month. And then you see the month that you're on. And then you get a little bit of like space down here to do maybe some goal setting. And you get some space over here also to do some whatever you want to do. Tasking, goal setting. I'm going to use it for some financial tracking, and then put my bills paid on the month. Document birthdays, holidays if they're not in here. I don't think I've added the holidays yet. And then I also track like a monthly goal, budget type of stuff here. And then at the beginning of each week or at the beginning of each month, I'll come back and carry anything from the month into the week. But this is a place I can go and quickly jot down without having to worry about the structure of my weekly overview. So it's got the monthly pages. It does have the moon phases, which is important to me. I'm a moon phase chick. I do like to delve a little bit into astrology. And then it has a weekly layout that is a vertical layout, meaning that the days are in vertical columns. It does have stacked weekends, and it's got a space for AM, a space for PM. It's got a preview of the month, and it also lets you know what week you're on out of that month. So you could actually use this as a tracker itself. And it has a space up here for whatever you want to put here. I put events, so if there's an event that's ongoing, I'll put that in that space, and this is a space where I put my top 3 tasks that come hell or high water will get done that day. Everything else on top of that is bonus points. So I always have an overview of what my week is going to look like, and I really need that for my neurodivergent brain. And the time starts at 6 a.m. and ends at 10 p.m. So 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. However, you've got some dots here. So if you really wanted to, 10, you could make 11, 12, 1. So you could take it 6 a.m. to 1 a.m. if you needed to or wanted to. And you have more space up here that you could make it a 24-hour if that really floated your boat. The tabs on here, I actually went back and numbered larger over, modeling after the common planner, because having those numbers larger was just so helpful and nice to see. I really liked it, so I made the numbers bigger. Okay, so that's what the layout looks like, and some ways that you can use it. The weekly starts on November 28th, and then the monthlies start in December, and go all the way through to the first 3 months of 2024, I believe. Yeah, the weekly layouts go from November 28th all the way to, I believe, December 31st of 2023. So that is kind of how the layouts. So this is how I use the layout. I'm testing out some things. I didn't, for the first time I put this grid in here. It's from a stamp that I got off of Etsy, and I don't know if it'll keep it or not. I was testing it out, and then I thought, well, testing it with different colors, and I don't put it on a stamp pad. I just actually colored on it with this Memento, and also used one FRIXION, and I also used a mild liner, FRIXION and a mild liner, and I just tried those out, and I'm not sure if I like it or not. I kind of don't dig like the old clunky thick lines, the old-fashioned lines, so I'm not sure if I'll stick with that, but I do want the functionality of that. But then as I was going through and doing that, I realized like, oh, okay, wait, I actually have this monthly view right here. So what I could do is just use the spots here from this week and mark those out. So like whatever it is that I'm tracking, because originally I just needed this to track like one line of something. I can't even remember what, oh, I wanted to track my gratitudes, that I could just put a slash through it once I've got my gratitude done. So that's a possibility. And I may not need to do that, but this is kind of how I pre-lay out, maybe minus the grid over here. I have found that works for me the best is that if I have my appointments sectioned off, and this stencil works perfect for it in this planner, like you even have a little bit of space left, then I don't lose sight so much. Now, here's how I have set up a few weeks in advance. So I've got my dots using dot marker to write in my top 3, and using the bullet journal style method of planning with that. And then I have these squares here that I used the Hobonichi stencil to create. And those squares, I'm just gonna have something to just remind me for self-care, basically. So to walk, to do yoga and meditate, to do, you know, cleansing and shielding of my energy field, connecting to the sacred, and gratitude practice. I feel like all of those are really important. Now, can I do all of that here? Can I do my gratitude practice here? I can in this system. On this page, maybe not, because this will typically be full of either things that I've got to get done this week or that day, or things that I did that day in tracking my time. And typically the latter. It's things that I did that day, or a cute little something that my fiance said to me, or a cute little something that I noticed with my grandchildren. Yeah, so it's a pretty simple layout. Here I've taken these water bottles and moved them up to give me more space here. Moving forward, I will probably cut this off at like 6 p.m. and have this for maybe some reflections or something like that. Just see how much cleaner that already looks without those bottles. I would say if you were setting up a new planner that you could use a FRIXION pen, in which case you would be able to erase. So if you know, fill out a couple weeks in and then you decide by the second time, like, I'm just really not into this whole gig up here, you could go and erase it if you use a FRIXION pen. The problem with that is you could also lose that if your planner's sitting in a hot car, which has happened to me. All right, so I think that's enough about that layout. Like, it's got the vertical for every single day. The weekends are stacked. There's a place down here to write your to-do list, or what you had for breakfast, or whatever it is that you want to write. One thing I will say, in having a smaller planner like this, it is important to have thinner pens And so I like to use the SARASA clip 0.3. So after you get through the end of the year, there's a bunch of blank pages. And notice that there's like these little tick marks that go away the cross. So I'm assuming if maybe you wanted to draw an expense report of some sort, you could have those as guides to line up across the page and draw whatever kind of grid that you need to draw. I did notice this type of page back here that could be easily converted into an expense tracker. And so that is there. But then I also noticed that over on the side, there is also every 5 lines, there's a little dot. I created a space, 5 lines each, for each week of the year that I could do like a weekly reflection and lessons learned. If I wanted to, I could have 3 blocks, like what I did well, what I could do better, what I learned this week. Congratulating yourself for how far you've come, really taking inventory of what you've learned and what you did well and what you can do better, I feel like is invaluable information and a great practice to have. So at the end of the week, I'll just come here and reflect a little bit and write in. And then I had some overflow. And then on the next pages, I put my future planning pages. Now, I have to say I don't love it. Because it took 6 pages and probably don't need all of that. It's kind of overkill, I think. I can always repurpose it for something else if I need to, and I probably will. But it's just to show you that you've got a place where you can do some reviews, you've got a place where you can do future planning, you've got a place where you can do some budgeting. I have an ongoing project list here, and yeah, and then there's some pages back here that look like expense tracking pages. And now what comes after that are typically maps. And in my 2022, I covered these pages with Tomo River paper, but in my 2023, I covered it with regular paper, and I regret that and would do Tomo. I'll probably put some washi tape here to decorate it for my dashboard page. And so this is just like any incoming appointments, task lists, anything that I needed just a quick place to drop. And then I'll look at it at the beginning of the week and get it where it needs to go. And then I wasn't sure what I was going to be using the following pages for, but I will be going to the Bahamas next year, and so I started kind of just this page for my packing list and information that I need to know, phone numbers and all of the stuff. And I thought, well, this would be a great page for a vision board if I wanted to create a vision board. And then the next page, I am delving deeper into the tarot as a system, and so I kind of see them as a how do you say it, the path of the soul's journey, and a journey of self-discovery, I guess, and a tool to know ourselves better. And so I'm interested in it from that aspect first and foremost. And so yeah, I wanted to have like all of the cards laid out side by side so that I could compare them, because noticing that in some cards certain things exist that are in other cards, and there's actually correspondences there. So as I study, I just would like to see all of them together. And then another blank page, I might just like cut it out completely because it's also thick. And so that is the lovely Nolty 1413. And so what else then makes this a modular system? Moving on, I always have my grocery list right here, and then this is what truly makes this, I mean, it all together makes it fabulous, but what truly makes this like taking it way over the top is this planner, which allows me to have 2 pages per day. 2 pages per day. So I've got my weekly layout, I've got a way to track my expenses, I've got a future planning space, I've got a vision boarding space, I've got my monthlies. I have my yearly book. So now it has a 2-page per day spread and layout. So let me show you that because it is very, very exciting. This is a Franklin-Covey booklet system. Franklin-Covey booklet system. It comes in a box like this. You get a series of these booklets. Here's my 2022 set, and now I've got my 2023 set. And so when these go on the bookshelf, it's just nice, lovely, uniform thing. You get 12, one for each month, and then you get 2 additional booklets. The first additional booklet that you receive is a booklet that tells you all about the system and how to use it. And I will go over that in another video. The second booklet that you receive, you a space to define your indexes. So let's say I wanted to have an index in one book for all of my months. Like, what was it that was in my September book? Like, is there anything in here that's important that I need to know? Like, oh, okay, on this day, I did this thing, or I wrote this thing, or I talked to this bank. And so I would just come in and say, okay, on 12/2, and then give it a label. 12/2 FedEx delivery, whatever the topic is. 12/2 realization. 12/2 everything is energy quote. Like, whatever it is that you want to put in your index. It allows you to see 4 years in the front, the current year, the previous year, and the following 2 years. Then you get your index for the month, and you get your previews of your months, and then you get your actual month. And then after that, and this is what I really love, you get a master task list for personal and for business for the month, and then a space to put your monthly goals for personal and business. And so ideally, you would be working off of this when your everything from here would drive all of the tasks and details further down into your month and into your weeks. So it just goes on like that for each month. You've got your index, you've got your month, you've got your master task list and your monthly goals, index, month, blah, blah, blah. And until you get to the very end where there are 2 pages here that are just more than 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 pages that are just kind of blank, like overflow, that you could also use for annual future planning if you wanted to, or you know, information that you want to carry with you all the time. So I did not use this book because the system that I have created fits 2 books. I have a bigger system and I could have more books if I want to. I just like my little 3-book system. And so all of these books close together nicely and fit in the cover that came with the Nolty 1413 planner. And I just use a hairband to tie it up. So that is my, my modular travel planner system. It is a notebook from Hobonichi, the Franklin-Covey booklet system that came from Japan, and the Nolty 1413 that comes with this lovely cover. And then I fold it up with my hairband, and that is how it travels with me. It slips right inside my purse. There's still plenty of space around it, back as well. And it just works. Like, it's so portable. It's just that simple. Like, it's so simple. So again, it gives you a pocket for your stencil. You can put money back here. You can put money back here. You could put money back here. You could put money back here. Money or receipts, or credit cards. You could put money, receipts, credit cards here. However you wanted to do it or not. So it could actually be a wallet, and you could slip a couple checks down in one of these pockets and you would be good. So that is my 2023 fit in your hand portable modular travel system. And I know this took a long time, and so that means I'm gonna have a lot of fun trying to edit out all of the extras, and I hope that it's been recording all of this time. So here are some quick doodles that I have done this year as I share that I am about to get a little bit or a lot vulnerable in the rest of this video. Just really wanting to allow you guys to get to know me better, get to know you better. And so what I'm about to share is kind of related to planning, but more like planning life and intentions. So if you're open to that, then keep watching. And if you're not, now is the time to bail. I will see you next time. And until then, I am sending you lots and lots of love, hoping that you have the most beautiful, beautiful holiday. And also hoping that I will be able to get a hold of my 2023 Wonderland 222 planner and do some comparisons, because I know things changed from 2022 to 2023, and I've also heard some rumors of what's changing from 2023 to 2024, and lots of exciting stuff on the horizon if those rumors are true. So yeah, and I hope that you have the most beautiful holiday season and really get to reflect on what is important in life and where you want to go in 2023. What would you like to, maybe you can leave this as a comment below, like and I'll know if you got to the end of the video or not, but but what would you like to leave behind in 2022? And what would you like to create for 2023? Like what could be one main theme word for your year that signifies what you want to call into your life in 2023? Yeah, but mine is union, and it's just really signifies union in multiple ways. It's union with the sacred, it's union with myself, union with the deepest parts of myself, and it's also union with my fiance, union with my health, with my boundaries, union with my family, with my grandbabies, union with my values. But yeah, I've got some birds up here just kind of signifying like union with the sacred, but also I got some earth down here too. So that's my word for 2023 is union. We've got the yoga girl here, and I'm just, it's just union. It's the time to pull together, union with community, union with all of it. So that is what I am calling into my 2023 is union. And I would love to hear, what are you calling into your 2023? What do you want to leave behind, and what are you calling into 2023? So in terms of leaving behind, a really big important change for me is I'll be leaving my last name behind in 2022. I've been carrying it for way too long, and it's time now for me to let go of that energy and and just step into a name that aligns with my heart, my value system, and represents the love that my fiance and I carry for one another. So I will be receiving his last name, and we're not having an official wedding ceremony. That'll come a little bit later, but this is a conversation we had, you know, that I don't want to carry the name anymore. So he said, well, let's fix that. So we're going to go fix that. And so I am letting go of being tied to the name, a surname that represents abuse to me. And I'm letting the abuse go along with it and putting distance between me and that. And so my unconscious mind, my subconscious mind doesn't have to be reminded, even though it's unconsciously, every time I say my name, every time somebody says my name, every time my name's written on a piece of paper or typed onto a document or comes across in my mail, like, so it's just a freedom. It's a freedom. It's a setting up free. It's a renewal is what I feel like. And renewing me to let go of that which no longer serves me, which always opens you up for more union with your true self. And so that is what I am leaving behind in 2022 and what I am calling into my life and creating in 2023. So I have shared vulnerably here, and I would love it if you felt open enough and trusting enough to share vulnerably in return. And if you don't, that's okay. No hard feelings. Either way, I just hope this video has been helpful, inspiring, entertaining, you name it. Would love to just hear what you get out of these videos. And if you like it, then please hit that like button. And as long as I continue to see likes, I will continue to make content like this. And if not, I won't. But either way, I am sending you lots and lots of love. All right. I'll see you next time. Bye.